Um, just another sensory tool like a set of hands. We'll start to feel in an interior way. All throughout the core. All throughout that core. We're going to start right off with the hands. So select a palm to face away from your navel. And our pranayamas will be conjoined with the wrist stretches. So it's only 10 breaths. So getting every one of these 10 breaths, broad, voluminous, big. So we'll start with the littlest digit. I like to have the arm bones relaxing down. So I'm not hiking up, but relaxing the arms down. Now, this lets me feel my ribs expand under and lift up my arms. And then as I'm exhaling, I feel the arms. It's like a surfer just riding the ribs all the way down. Next digit. As we're getting connected to this deeper, bigger, vaster breath in conjunction with the feeling in our hands, start to decide for yourself the quality of energy you will cultivate, work with, and run through our body. This is a wonderful practice that just helps remind us in a continuous way that we're not necessarily at the effect of even our emotional habits. And that those two are, to a degree, able to be cultivated and chosen. So we can select our responses. We can script how we want to respond to each and every pose, each and every sensation. Because if we don't like the way that we're responding currently, we should fire our script writer and hire a new one, right? Let's keep going to the other hand. And that quality of energy that you're selecting for yourself, for your body, for your cells, is something that you're generating right now as you breathe. It's generative, it's emergent, maybe it promotes a sense of brilliance or lightness in the body. These are not affirmations. We're actually working with the quality of energy. Our breath is one of the most important, I think, brush strokes, if you will, in creating or responding in a chosen way. I'm suggesting we select a breath that is deep, that is vast, that is physical, and then you can do the shading and the coloring to suit your personal needs. Let's cross the right over left. This is half lotus or cross-legged, but a right over left cross. Have a strap near, need it for twisting, holding. And inhale, reach the arms out to the side, turn the palms up, which of course, as we know, is so much more than the palm. It's the shoulder joint turning in. And then exhaling, we'll turn the palms again, is turning, moving, gliding the shoulder joint. We'll do a couple more. Inhaling is palm up or bicep up. Getting those breaths vast. Fill up all those lung sacs. Exhale, biceps down. One or two more. As you're inhaling, stay with the inhale. Keep going, keep inhaling. Generally, we only use a fraction of our breath capacity. So if you're only using 30% of your breath, let's pick that up to 70 or 100%. And then as you're inhaling, this next round, bringing the head over the pelvis, exhaling will relax the arms, turning to our right. And then you can place the hands where you like for them to be in twist. Moving the chin over the sternum, feet active, deep inhalation. Deep is that vast, broad, voluminous breath. For many of us, the mid and the upper ribs can feel kind of packed. So we can start to lift up and reach into those deep chest wall areas and collarbone places. And then as you're exhaling, grow the skull bones away from the tailbone. Release. Inhale, unwind from twist. Unwind legs. Exhaling, recross legs. This will be left over right. And we'll use the arms to get us going into the twist. So inhale, reach the arms out to the side. Turn the palms up. I just feel how this helps you get into the chest. And then exhale, lower the arms, turning to the left. So we're using the arms to help lift and move the ribs and to gain access, deeper access into those upper parts of the lungs. So if you just kind of whip the arms around like noodles, just know that we'll be using those arms to help the lungs, to help the ribs. And releasing, inhale, unwind. Legs also. And let's lie back. So when we do these abdominals, there's ways to do them so that we never get warm, and then there's ways to do them so that we do get warm. I highly recommend the getting warm version. And what that means for us is letting the abdominal muscles work a little bit to keep the shoulders lifting off the ground as you're breathing. So it's a both and. The condition is there's a lot of abdominal engagement, and we have to figure out how to breathe with all of that. So let's bring the feet off the floor. We'll do these with back traction. Inhale, the head, shoulders off the ground. It doesn't have to be a lot, but it does have to be enough. Hold right there. The top rim of the sacrum goes to the ground. Exhale, right leg up, right palm press right thigh. Nudge, foot active. Draw the low belly down. Don't skip that part. Stay with the low belly. It's okay to be empty. Inhale, bend right knee. Now feel for breathing into the back ribs. The back ribs. Girl tailbone. Exhale, left leg up, left palm press, press, nudge. The foot is active. Pull low belly down. Stay with it. You want to run away from that belly area. Inhale, bend left knee. Top rim of sacrum presses down. Exhale, right leg up, right hand press. Press, nudge. Stay with the nudge. Pull low belly down. Stay with the belly. Inhale, bend right knee. Curl tailbone. Exhale, left leg up, left hand press. Press, nudge. Just hang on, stay with the low belly, pulling it down, staying empty. Inhale, bend left knee. Let's do 2 more on each side. I want to watch you. So that when we're pulling that belly down, we're letting ourselves kind of root around and feel this interior space, the abdominal space, the pelvic space, the back space. We're still with that Ujjayi breath. And the inhale is just as soundful as the exhale. And it may take a little practice to that stick-to-itiveness, to stay with the inhale, to feel and hear it as it's spreading and expanding the ribs into the ground. There was a couple of us over the last several days who was getting some really great breath into the back, the upper and the mid-back. All right. Let's grab our blocker, our roll. I'm just going to use a block today. And we go legs skyward. Feet active. And sense low back on the ground. Now, you may have some curves and swerves in your spine, so some parts of your back may feel more developed or kind of lifted off the ground, but let the breath touch all of that. Keep reaching for the ground with your breath, even if there's some developments. So inhaling into the low back, the back muscles, the sacral bones. Now hold that breath for a moment. Squeeze the abdomen. object, turning on those legs, lighting up those feet, curling the tailbone. Exhale the head, the shoulder blades off the ground. Stay with the low belly. As you're dragging it down for that exhale, just continue pulling it in, pulling it down. So you get empty, empty. Inhale, set the head down, relax the pressures. Keep the legs up there. Feel where the breath goes, into the back ribs. Hold that breath. Squeeze the object. Feet really active. Exhale, head, shoulders lift up a little bit. Legs reach up a lot. You're getting the thigh bone and the thigh muscle to move toward the sky. Reach or press or elongate. Pull low belly down. Inhale, setting the head down. Easing some of that pressure off that roll. And then reapply. Squeeze the thing, curl tailbone. Exhale, the head, the shoulder blades off the ground. The low belly muscles help you to exhale. And then they just continue, pull in, pull down. Stretching the legs up toward the sky. Inhale, set the head down. Take yourself through the next 3. You can use that low belly move to start to loosen whatever feels a little sticky or stuck or trapped or achy in these areas around the hip and the back. These are incredible tools and gifts for energy to help get moving that through the body. And finishing up. When you do set the feet down, you're connecting to your Ujjayi breath. Remember, it's not a neutral or a void or a breath absent of quality. We select a particular quality so that in moments like right here, you can wash that quality into your cells where things have just started to get a little turned and moved and pushed and squeezed and deposed. So whatever that quality of breath is that you're working with, bring that right through the hips and the abdomen and the back. So you start to light up your own body. The genius and the beauty of this is I can't do it for me, and you wouldn't want me to do it for you. So let's turn over onto his side, and we'll get set up for dolphin. We'll go forearms out so they can be in parallel or in more tripod shape. But press beyond the elbow, press the forearm, press down through the palms or the parts of the hands on the ground. And the pressure's aim is to do two things: to feel that the bones and the arms and the particles of arms are reaching away from the back of the heart. At the same time, the entire rib cage is getting pushed and supported up, almost the way lava kind of lifts up from the earth's center. The rib cage kind of lifts up right between the shoulder blades. And then inhaling into that upper back of heart. There it is, there it is. With the toes curled under, exhale the knees off the ground. That area between the shoulder blades, find it again. Because those muscles and those tissues can be pretty snuggled. So how do we feel and bring breath to the upper back? So go right between the tops of the shoulder blades. As you're working with those arms, get that upper back spread broadly. And that may take a little tinkering, a little play. And then deepen breath. Follow, track that breath into the upper back. So all those air sacs are kind of elastic and they're very delicate and start to balloon. And they balloon with breath. And the lobes of the lungs, like larger sacs, they balloon. And those lobes have a little degree of independence, difference from each other. Good. Weight shifting back so the legs and the feet, those really active turned on legs, work here to draw the weight of the pelvis away from the elbows. So the legs are lifting the weight off the shoulders and the arms are reaching through the shoulders toward the ground. And gently set the knees down. Inhale, we'll slide the hands under the shoulders. Exhaling, downward dog, spreading the hands, wrapping the shoulders. So making sure that wrapping the shoulders is something that you're feeling as you're doing. So we don't just count on it happening like, oh, I heard wrap, I think I wrap, therefore it's probably wrap. You're feeling the exact placement of the shoulder blades. Of feeling your breath reaching and moving underneath those shoulder blades. Letting your hands interface with the ground to create a little bit more movement or spreading as you explore it. Releasing through the neck, letting the weight of the head relax down even more. The arms very alive. Inhale the right foot forward, warrior two. We will be getting into some archers, so if you are pre-planning here, you need a strap, bring it along. And just hang it out somewhere. And we'll relax the arms down for the meanwhile. The feet active, inhale into upper back. Hold that breath. Raise the shoulders. And I'll squeeze tops of shoulders together. Hang on to that squeeze. Feet are active still. Exhale, squeeze tops of shoulders. Draw them down, move them down, slide them down. Feel what you're moving through there. And release the squeeze. Inhale into that releasing. There you go. Find the middle parts of the blade. Squeeze those things. Exhale, squeeze. Go into the squeeze. Move, pull down. Good. And it's good to notice those artifacts. It's good. Inhale, release the squeeze. Bottom tips. Exhaling, squeezing, pulling the squeeze down. Open up through those hips, reach those thigh bones, shift the tailbone down, protecting the low back. Inhale, take the arms out to the side, palms face away. I'm going to do another wrist version here. Exhale, reach out through the littlest finger, the ring finger, the middle finger. We're making a fist. The index, the thumb wraps around. Pull the knuckles down. Little bend in the elbows will help you glide the shoulders down. Inhale, open up the hands. Vast breath, go wide. We're getting in the shoulders and the sides of the heart. Exhale, squeeze up, reach out, squeeze in, little finger, ring finger, middle index thumb, making a fist, pulling the knuckles down. And when we release, we'll pick up that strap if you need it. And our archer will go right elbow up, left elbow down. Where your left hand is touching your back, send breath back there. And start to articulate those upper back bones. So it's probably somewhere between your two hands or right near your two hands on your back. Those upper back bones, can you feel breath starting to weave in and get into those bones? So that as you're arching and lifting up the chest, it's those upper back bones that are lifting and shifting. The low back gets to remain very well supported by the legs, the butt, tailbone reaching down. So we're being discriminating about what we select to shift and move and open and get into with regard to the spine. Feel for that. 2 more breaths. And release. Let the arms go. Left arm. And we'll let it be down by our side, just over our left leg here. Inhaling, turn the palm forward, or the bicep will face away from your torso. And then exhaling, turn the bicep in toward your leg and your torso. Okay, we're going to just do a couple of these. They're little rotation moves. Inhaling, bicep away from your torso, away from your hip. And then exhale, bicep rolls in toward the hip, toward the waist. One more. Extended warrior. Inhale, place the right palm down. Draw the left arm overhead, exhaling. Turning, reaching, wrapping the shoulder. Now, the legs have a great amount of support for you here in this pose. So as you push and press that ground, supporting the pelvis, deepen breath. These are our chances. These are explorations for the bold. And starting to breathe, sensing, exploring right up around the left heart, left lung. How does the breath reach there? Is there resistance there? Does it feel like there's weight around the lung or the heart or impact around the shoulder? And if it's these protective layers from accidents and heartaches and emotional wounds, start to move that through the cells. Start to move that out of the cells, freeing up the cells, freeing up the body. As you wash that quality of energy in, start to move something. And it could just be we're moving something out. We'll release. Inhale, set the hands down and pad the left knee as we set the left knee down. Still have that loop handy, eh? As you're setting up lunge or making your knee comfy, have that big old loop ready. Heel to butt lunge. Left hand, grab that left foot. Okay, I didn't anticipate that. Very good. So as you're pulling this in, so we're just coming off the tails of these two poses. You're getting all this really great breath into the upper lung and the shoulder. Don't just hunker down and smash up that wonderful place that you just opened up with breath. I still have that wonderful access to the chest, to the lung, to the upper back as I'm getting into the lunge. All right, release. We'll pick up that strap, loop up the left foot, and you can leave your right hand on your thigh for the meanwhile. Okay, so this can be a left hand only move, or it can be both hands move. If your strap doesn't feel long enough, don't just deal with it. Just get a towel and you can extend your strap like many, many inches. So lunge with a strap, 1 or 2 hands. you lucky people, we got to work recently getting that breath into the upper back, into the upper chest, reaching those arms up and back and up and back. Same here. Feet press, that gets you stable. You take you deep into that lunge, and now work with those arms. Keep reaching through the shoulders and the arms, lifting up through the hands. So there's energy through the whole arm line, all the way to the hand. It doesn't have to be hard, but can it be consistent, feeling fully consistent? This is sometimes where we get a little scrambly and a little staying with. There we go. Good. Release. We'll take this strap away. Inhaling the hands down. Exhaling, we'll step back. When we lower to plank, or lower from plank rather, draw the shoulders away from the head. Having lowered all the way down, now shift the tailbone toward the ground. Cobra, inhale, abdomen into the ground. Lifting up through the upper back. Use the hands. Pull. Drawing the upper back away from the mid back. Exhaling, lower, downward dog. Deepen breath. And there is a physicality to the breath. So as great and as exquisite as that quality of energy is that you're working with, physicalize it. So it becomes action with that physical breath. So whatever this wondrous quality is that we want moving, rinsing through our body, let the breath carry that and express that physically. There's a deep, there's some engine, some horsepower to our breath. Our great ideas, our insights, our amazing thoughts, they have to come all the way down to the physical substrate. They have to come all the way through the body. Warrior two, inhale the left foot forward. I'm getting a strap nearby. I will let the arms just hang out. Inhale into the upper back. Raise the shoulders so you do squeeze them up. Squeeze them back. Exhale, squeeze them together. Squeeze them down. Release the squeeze. Inhale. Stay with the inhale. Big it. There's no need to speed it. When we start speeding around the heart, funny little things seem to happen. We get when we slow down around the heart, really interesting things happen. Squeeze the middle parts of the blades. Exhale, squeeze, drag. Down, down, down. We'll get another chance here. So deep inhalation. As you're releasing that area mid-back, keep inhaling, stay with it, stay with the heart, stay with it, keep inhaling, 100%. Find the bottom tips of your blades, exhale, squeeze, drag. And release. Inhale, reach the palms out to the side. The fingertips point toward the snow, the snowy sky. Exhale, reach out through the littlest finger, then the ring, middle, index, thumb, make fist. Draw the knuckles down, little bend in the elbows, slide the shoulders down. Gotta reach out through those legs also. Again, inhale. Open it wide, open real big, real wide hands. Exhale, one finger at a time, reaching out, curling them in, making a fist. Pulling the knuckles down. And release. Archer and Warrior 2. If you're using a strap, the right hand shall lower it to the left, I believe. Oop, maybe I'm incorrect. I'm going to read you. Oh, left up, right down. Okay. If you're noticing any tendency to accelerate breathing, accelerated mind activity as you're sensing around the heart, how interesting. Just keep noticing, sinking in, settling in. Deepening breath in and around the heart. The perception of the heart, the perception through the heart. To me, this is my opinion, this is my experience, contains elements of perception of not only coherence, but time. And time in terms of stillness. We're accelerating away from stillness. As we deepen into the heart, again, these are my opinions, so you'll have to kind of filter them. As I find that acceleration is less and less tolerated. Okay, so we'll release and let the right arm straighten down beside our right leg, still in Warrior 2. Inhale, turn the bicep away from your hip, away from your torso. And then exhale, turn the bicep inward. I just want to move through that bicep and shoulder joint a couple rounds here. Inhaling. And then exhaling, the bicep turn in toward the hip. One more. Feet active, the tailbone reaches down. Extended Warrior. And as we're exhaling, the left hand to the ground, the right arm reaching overhead. Turn that right foot inwardly sufficiently so that you can access your butt muscles, which help give your tailbone direction, which help you find and articulate really a lot of your spine. I'll say it all over again. Ensure your right foot is turned in sufficiently so that you have access to your butt muscles, which help draw the tailbone toward that right heel. There's a lot we can do to decongest these various parts of the body, to open up, and to breathe that exquisite quality right into what's being revealed, what's starting to open. So if you're working with that quality of brilliance today, just it's a remembering, and it comes through the breath. It's physicalized. So bring that quality in and on and through the breath. Where does that breath touch in your body? Is it getting into those deep chest wall muscles in that right axilla? Inhale, we'll bring that right hand down, the right knee down. Pad the right knee. As we're setting up for lunge, take one more breath into the upper back and the upper chest without losing that wonderful axis. Right hand grabs the right foot, heel to butt, lunge. When we let that go momentarily, we'll pick up using the strap for that right foot. So right hand loops up the right foot. And you can hold the strap with the right hand or both hands. So now, how do we keep washing that breath through all these wonderful places in the upper back, in the chest? And release. Inhaling, we'll set the hands down. Exhaling, chaturanga. Stepping back, lowering. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhaling, pressing back, downward dog. So, as a little bit of an unwind, you'll step your feet forward, just arrive at standing. If you need to use a wall or prefer using a wall, great. We're going to do a standing alternate twist. I think I am going to use a wall because it's so available. So I'm picking up the right foot with the left hand. Okay. As a back release, as an unwind from a little bit of back bend, it may serve you better to hold this leg hiked straight up. And to simply reach the right arm back. This bent leg could be a better back release situation for you than trying to straighten the leg. You'll decide, just in your mind, we're using this to help unwind the back. I generally like to do lying spinal twist, but I want to do it standing. When we play with these things, you'll feel that running energy through the legs, working the legs to relieve the back. It feels different than resting the legs to relieve the back. I just want to make sure you have exposure to all these little inlets. So again, I'm standing on the legs to use the legs to help relieve the back. We're using the twist and the breath to help relieve the back post back bend. How you treat and work with that right leg? This kind of depends on your pelvis, your hip, and how all that feels through the low back. When we release, we'll switch sides. Now for this one, because we're using it as a back release, I actually like to touch something just so that I can steady into the pose and I can get those breaths working on behalf of the muscles all around the back. All right, so now I've got my left foot with my right hand. You can simply hold the leg drawn up and reach the left arm back. Wonderful move. You can also straighten that leg some degree. And we'll set that down. So now when we do have a seat and we're setting up for Shavasana, you'll get a read on your back. If everything feels good to go, please enter rest. You can rest with knees bent, tented together, or something under the backs of the knees, or straightening the legs out, Shavasana. And start to relax and release the technique of Ujjayi. And these final breath moments, feel that rinse, that wash of breath move all throughout your core. And in just so doing, feel those areas of your body that seemingly have started to open up, or maybe they're undergoing a process of change over the last many weeks or months. Maybe a lot of time continuums going on in our body. And the stunning perceptual notion that how we view and how we feel and how we interact and respond in the world can be so colored by how we experience our body. The degree of spaciousness and openness that we have access to, the degrees of freedom and the responsivity and the ways that we select to respond in every pose. Just that we can model and remodel our perception. It's a pretty stunning feature in this human form. And when you're ready, bend knees. Turn to a side and use both hands on that side to press to seated. Just love you all so much. Namaste.